Hello friends and enemies. Welcome to, or back to, Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my manga login haul for June. I don't have all the volumes to hold up here that I hauled, but that's fine, I'll put photos up. But I definitely have all of the books that I read, so that's the good news. Let's, of course, start by talking about my stats. I will tell you now, I had a better manga reading month than I expected, which is a win. And that feels really good after May's absolute flop, which is semi-expected post the whole 30 and 30 challenge. But I would like to continue to ramp myself up into reading a little bit more each month as we build up to our next round of 30 and 30. So in the month of June, I read 12 volumes total, which were all in my volume 1 vlog that I did for you. Those 12 volumes totaled 2,468 pages. Genre-wise, we had 5 shoujo, 2 seinens, and 4 joseis. This is not a surprise. Let's quickly run through everything I read. If you want more in-depth thoughts, those will be in my volume 1 vlog. I will be doing one more of those soon where I finish that shelf off. I think I have about 16 left, I said. So we're going to run through these and I'll just give you brief summaries. And if you want more, you can go watch that video. We have Seduced by the Demon King, Essential Rebirth. This is a reincarnation. She's been reincarnated as a god into this body, and he finds her and is like, there you are. I really enjoyed this. I think this is a really fun steamship. I'm really, really excited for more volumes. I think it has potential to be really, really good and be one of my new favorites. So we'll see as we get there, as we get more. Then in a total pivot, I read Fall in Love You False Angels, which kind of has 2 delinquent-ish characters set in high school. They are both the president and vice president. Or she's like the president of the club. I don't know. He's also involved. They're both in the after-school stuff together. And turns out at school, she's this angel heartthrob everyone loves. And out of school, she's perhaps not as kind always to people in public and lets her ugly side show. He lets his more alternative side show. I am absolutely obsessed with this. I have volumes 2 and 3 to read. That is coming. I'm doing a dedicated vlog where I read volumes 1. I'll read volumes 2 and 3 for a couple series here that I enjoyed during this vlog. And this is one of those. I am so pumped. I think the art in this also is really, really stunning. It gives me A Sign of Affection vibes in the best way. I really like that kind of art in my manga, and this had it. So I loved it. Another one I really, really liked. This was a nice surprise. Shay was really excited for me to read this one, and that is Takahashi from the bike shop. He harasses her. He owns this bike shop, and her bike is in disrepair. It needs stuff done to it, and he keeps being like, come see me. I will fix it. And finally she does, and they end up going to dinner together because she couldn't afford the fixes. And he is 26 and she's 30. It's really cute. They're both nerds and they start bonding over their love of nerdy things, and his friend group is also precious. I really loved this. I'm very, very excited for more. He's very brusque, and I think that's also really enjoyable. I don't feel like we get a lot of characters like that in our mangas, much less an age gap where he's younger. This is fantastic. This is so fantastic. I'm really, really excited for volume 2. I'm picking it up soon. It went onto my wish list immediately, and volume 3 I think comes out this September, so this is one I definitely recommend. Oshinoko probably wins for the weirdest thing I read. This follows an idol who's 16 and pregnant, which feels like a bananas setup already, and the back does not sell this properly, so take my summary, not what's on this book. She ends up into a more rural town. This doctor is going to be her doctor. He ends up murdered, reincarnates as one of her twin babies that she's pregnant with, and it seems like a cancer patient he had also reincarnated as the baby, and they're both aware of this fact. And it's so strange. She has a stalker. The stalker kills her, and then we're following the children's lives, I believe, after this. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really strange. I'm very intrigued, but also very confused. So I do need to read volumes 2 and 3 to determine my thoughts and feelings on the series, but one of y'all recommended it. It's in my forum recommendation down there, and I'm glad I tried it, but I'm just this is so different. And just reading the back summary tells you nothing about it that I'm I need to read more because I must know. And then this one is downstairs because I still need to read volume 2, but I read volume 1 of Don't Call It Mystery. I really, really liked volume 1. I think it was very enjoyable. It's very different, probably one of the most unique mangas I've ever read to date. This follows a hero who is accused of murdering his neighbor who he went to high school with by a cop, but instead of him having committed the crime, he solves who actually did the murder while being interrogated by said cop and gets released. And then he ends up on a hijacking of a bus. So I've not finished this yet. I'm going to probably finish it in July, but it's definitely a denser read, so do know that going in. These are omnibuses, so there's volumes 1 and 2 in one book. And I only read volume 1 for the vlog, so I just have not picked it up again. And I really, really liked this, though. I think it was very, very interesting. It's very different. And I think it has potential to be something I really like, kind of slotted in between things when I'm not sure what I want to read. It's like a palette cleanser, sort of, because it's so, so different. Next, we have my love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. This was really cute. She's in like a first year in college, and he's like a senior in high school, I believe. Her boyfriend dumped her for another girl that plays video games, and she runs into him at this event and is like, well, this is my boyfriend, and gets him to pretend to be her boyfriend, and the ex is like, to make him jealous. But it's also their like friendship because they're in the same guild, it turns out. And this was really fun and cute. It's very different. I'm really excited to see where it goes with a couple more volumes. And to see how they spend time together, because he's really awkward and I think she's going to help bring him out of his shell. This was cute. It's a fun shoujo that involves video games, that I don't feel like we get a lot of. Next, we have the Shoujo Apothecary Diaries, but if she was the doctor, not a apothecary, which are different, the same. And that is the eccentric doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom. This was weird, but funny. I giggled so hard. She was like freaking out over this guy's pecs because I was injured, because she was like, you can see the musculature. And I was like, yeah, that feels right. That was very Apothecary Diaries vibes. And this guy, she doesn't realize, is the prince, and he ends up getting her and her assistant to go back to the capital city with him, and so they can pay them, but also because he wants her services and skills to be there. So this is really interesting. Again, it's Shoujo Apothecary Diaries. Apothecary Diaries is a seinen, so this is a little more romance forward, and I'm assuming we will be getting that romantic element pretty soon here. Another one for my try 3 is, which I'm going to actually just finish the series, that is Monster and the Beast. This is volume 1, and I don't know if I'll be keeping this once I read through all 4, but I have all 4 of them, so I'm going to finish it. But this was interesting. He is in the woods, and this beast man helps him get through the woods, basically, and it's their romance, but our main character, Liam, feels... I just don't love him. He's unlikable in a way that I don't find likable. Like, I tend to like an unlikable character, but he is very selfish, and I think him bringing Capo into the city with him was like a weird choice. So I'm gonna keep reading it to see what happens. I know this is beloved in the BL community, and that's why I got it, but I'm not sure if it's for me, even as a monster lover. So we'll see. So next I read Choking on Love, another older... I don't remember if this was Josei or YA. I think this is shoujo. A shoujo with college-aged students. She is a graphic designer, and he's in the art program, and he's also in a band. And it's her and his really silly, funny interactions, honestly. And he ends up breaking her computer on accident, or like getting water on it. So he lets her come to his house and use his to finish a project. He ends up giving her some good inspiration on colors and stuff. And then he gets her to make his band's posters. And it's this very like... they like each other, they don't know how to talk about it situation, and it's really funny and cute. I'm really enjoying it. I cannot wait to read more. I do have volume 2 already on deck, so I probably will be reading it in July. Then we have my other palette cleanser I read this month, which is Wand Dance, volume 1. I have volumes 2 and 3 of this, and I really liked volume 1. This is one that I don't see myself marathoning, but I do see myself reading these in between other volumes. So I'll get through my 3 that I have, and then I'll pick up some more. But this follows a shy teenager who was playing basketball, decides to join the dance team in high school. And he meets Wanda, who likes to dance. And he kind of gets inspired and is actually really good at it. And this was just really fascinating. It's a very, very different, very unique story here. This is not something I've read before, or art styling that I've seen before, really, with the way the dances are illustrated. It was really fun and enjoyable. I had a good time with it. But again, I think for me, it's one of those things that I would pick up in between other things, and when I just needed like a refresh of my reading, not necessarily something I'm going to marathon. Next, we have my favorite toxic couple, and this is Yonoi Tsukuno's Happy Hell. This was such a surprise. So they are toxic as hell. She is a disaster, to say the least. They're trying to marry her off to him, this guy who is one of the heirs to a company. Her grandpa's also running a company. She doesn't want to do it. She ends up working for him, also lives like across from him, ends up at his apartment, tipsy, they bone. They are a mess, an absolute mess, and I love it. Like, it is my favorite thing. They're such a mess, and I cannot wait to see how this unfolds for the two of them, because they are disaster bound, and I'm here for it. Okay, last but not least, the newest release from the storyteller, The Apothecary Diaries. I have The Failure at the God School. This is so different than The Apothecary Diaries, which is a good thing. I like that. I don't like when things are the same, personally, so I'm very happy about that. This follows a girl who is trying to clean up her family's shrine, ends up accidentally rescuing a boy that went missing, is seen by this god when she does it, and gets sent to the God School, and no one can understand what her powers are. So it's a disaster, to say the least, for her. She is kind of the misfit of the school. Nobody really understands why she's there, and they're trying to figure out what her powers are. So I'm really enjoying that element of it personally. Her brother is also, has telekinesis, and, like, possesses this little keychain right here. If you can see it, that's her brother possesses that and hasn't left his room in years. Her grandma was the god at the shrine that has now passed, so she's trying to do this so she can revive her family's shrine. So yeah, it's been really good. It was really fun. It's word heavy, so when I first started it, I was not feeling it. I'm trying to see if there's a page where I can show you. I don't know if you see all that. So it was very word heavy, and when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm not in the mood for this right now. So I put it down, and then I came back to it, and I'm so glad I did, because it was such a nice surprise. I'm really curious to see where we go in this. I feel like there's a lot of directions, and I don't know which direction it's actually going to go. That is everything I read this month. Not too shabby. I'm pretty proud of myself. Haul-wise, I did not bring in as much as I read, so that is also a win. So let's talk about everything I bought. I did buy Choking on Love Volume 2. I knew I wanted to have that on hand when I finished Volume 1. I also purchased Seduced by the Demon King this month and read it, so that's a win. And then, okay, yep, this was the find. So I had a really good find at McKay's, and I had some credit to burn through. I say burn through because sometimes I just get tired of having credit somewhere, so I will buy a thing. And that's what I did here. But it's sapphic, so I couldn't resist. But I got Pulse Volume 2, 3, 4, and 5 for half off. Each of these were half off. So these are $20 volumes, and I got each of them for under 10 bucks. So I kind of couldn't say no. The other thing I got, which is downstairs, is A Sign of Affection Volume 11. I'm really excited to read this in July. I also got, same thing, also downstairs, The Villainess and the Demon Knight Volume 4, which I'm very excited to read. It's a thick volume, so I don't know if it's the finale or not. I haven't looked. I didn't look that closely at it, so if it is, I might be a little sad, but we'll get through it. And then last but not least, I did get Yona of the Dawn Volume 44, which means I'm currently 2 volumes behind, so I will be picking this up soon, because once I hit about 4 or 5 volumes, I like to read Yona. So Volume 44 is here, and I'm nervous, to say the least. The back cover has me kind of nervous. But yeah, that's everything I read and bought this month. Let me know what stood out to you in June for your reading. Let me know if you picked up anything really exciting. Did you snag a good deal on something? If you don't do any of that, you can leave me a book stack emoji, because I'm feeling pretty good about the amount of manga I read this month. As always, I'll have links to all these books for you down below, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am, and I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye!
To leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know, about to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away, this is what we wait